We have in Parashas Beshalach, we have at this end of the parsha, we have a story where Amalek attacks Klal Yisrael. And Moshe says to Yehoshua, B'char lanu anashim, choose men for us to go fight in the war against Amalek. And Rashi points out, B'char lanu, you mean B'char li, choose for me, it should have said. Moshe Rabbeinu is telling Yehoshua to pick soldiers in the army. The army is working for Moshe. Even if Yehoshua is leading them, at the end of the day, this is Moshe Rabbeinu in charge. This is Moshe Rabbeinu's army. So what's the pshat in choose for us? Chazal explain that we see that he put them on an even playing field, that the kavod of your Talmud should be as dear to you as your own, and you should treat him with that kind of respect to build him up in that way. Chazal tell us in the Yalkut, in the Lekach Tov, that Shaul said a similar thing. He said to his nar, Pen yechdal avi min ha'asonos v'dog lanu, that perhaps our father will worry about us, even though this was the person under him in the totem pole here, and therefore he was zoche to malchus. He was rewarded tremendously because of that sensitivity of the way that he treated his Talmud. And we learn from Moshe Rabbeinu here the importance of how much you have to honor the Talmud, how he honored Yehoshua by speaking to him in this manner, choose for us. Like he made them almost like they're even in this aspect of the war. And this made an impression on me, how you have in this situation, you have Yehoshua and Moshe, and they've been through Kriyas Yamsuf, and they've had the Mun, and they've been through Yetzias Mitzrayim, and they've reached tremendous madregas, and Yehoshua has become a tremendous person. He's the one who's going to lead the army. He's Moshe's best Talmud. Does he really need this extra line here? Is this really going to matter to him? Is this going to make a difference at the madrega when he's in? When you deal with a 10-year-old, then you build them up. You two Gedolim dealing with each other. You build them up like this, and Chazal are teaching us, yes, that the Rebbe always should have this sensitivity. How can I build up my Talmidim? And it appears to me that the Talmidim always can grow from it, can always gain from it, no matter how great they've become. And it just underscores the importance of a Rebbe getting people, and really anybody who's in a position of influence, I would think, over others, in a respect position. I imagine a boss, you're in a position of somebody is below you and they look up to you and they respect you, and you're in that position to be sensitive, to try to find ways to build them and help them feel better about themselves and help them grow. Rick Lavoie is an expert in dealing with kids who really struggle academically, socially, one of the big mumchim in special ed, and he talks about the importance of finding ways to enable our children to be successful so that we can build them up. And I remember one of his examples was, if your kid knows how to use a screwdriver, you go unscrew things in the house before he gets home. So you could go to him and say, I need your help with this. And then you could build him up. And then you can make him feel good. You find things to help build a person up. Because we see even a Yehoshua can always gain from being built up. We find replete throughout Chazal the idea that it's never somebody who's too great to be built up anymore. And we have to look for opportunities to build people up, realize the opportunity that we have when we're in that kind of power position, and try to be sensitive to the needs of others and uplift them as much as we can. We all have stories in our own lives that we remember of these little things where people built us up and they stayed with us. And we hope and we pray that we can be that for somebody else in some way. Maybe Zocher to do so. Wishing you all a wonderful Shabbos.